we are so excited today because this is a really special treat. It's our gift from all of us at the Little Art School to you, and it is a Peter Rabbit drawing. It's a really beautiful Peter Rabbit drawing. It's the drawing we actually should have been doing at all our holiday clubs, and unfortunately, because of the way we're all in lockdown, we can't do our holiday clubs. So for all the kids who booked into the holiday clubs, this is for you. We hope you love it. For everybody else who's been tuning in every day and doing these lessons and joining in with us and enjoying drawing and watching their drawing improving, you're going to love this. I know you are, and I really hope you enjoy it. Take your time over it. You've got the whole of the Easter weekend. We're all staying home, we're all staying safe, and we hope you love this Peter Rabbit. Let's get drawing. Okay, so today we'll just start with a little warm-up. This is just a bit of scrap paper for me to warm up on, and what I'm going to do is just a few curves here. So I'm just using my wrist here to do curves, and then lifting, keeping my hand my grip very loose, my hand halfway up the pencil. So with this drawing, a lot of these first marks are going to be rubbed out. So if you're going in like this, as soon as you get your rubber to start rubbing them out, it's going to be a disaster. So can you see that mark is still going to show? Look at the difference. That lovely light mark, absolutely nothing there. So when you're doing all these first marks in this first part one, I really want you to keep them very, very light. What these first marks are, they're going to be guide marks. They're really going to help us. Now just do a few straight lines really lightly. You can see I'm holding my wrist very solid, very steady. You're drawing right from the shoulder. So practice super quiet lines. And what I want you to do on your sheet is draw a curve hard. Draw a curve so soft and quietly. Rub them both out. Look at the difference. And then when we start our drawing, make sure you've got that first one super soft in all your first marks. So here's our empty sheet of paper. This is what we want to finish with. Now, if you're looking at those thinking, what? How am I going to get from here to here? Stick with us. We're going to break it right down. Every painting starts with simple shapes. Every drawing starts with simple shapes. So stay with us, and we are going to take you from beginning to end. So the easy way to start this is by working out what is exactly halfway in your paper. So for me, it's about there, and I'm going to draw a line. And you need to have your paper portrait up for this one. So there's my little line to help me with the halfway. And actually what I'll do as well that way is just give myself a little mark, and that shows me exactly where the halfway mark is. Now from this halfway here, what I want us to start with is the shape that's going to form the head. So from there we're going to come up into this curve, and I want to break this into quarters. So rather than drawing a circle, we're going to do these 4 quarters here. So we've got 1 quarter. That's a bit of a curve there, and then a curve there. So each of these is quite curved. No straight lines at all at the moment. I'm going to do the same on the other side, but we're going to come up slightly to about there. Just taking that curve up and then round across and joining. So we've got this crescent shape here. Now from there, take that line up again, a bit higher. This top bit's higher. And you can see it's almost like a curved triangle. That's what we're aiming for. This is going to form Peter's head. So we've got that. I actually want that to go out slightly. You'll see that when you pause it and you come onto the guide sheet, you'll see that it comes out slightly. So don't forget that little shape there. From here, we're actually going to come in slightly and then go up to join. So that's your first set of shapes. Now what I would say here is it's worth taking your time to find the middle of the page. It's worth taking your time to really get those shapes in correctly, in the right shape and in the right size. Once we've got that in, what we're going to do is we're going to take a small line down. We're not going to the halfway mark, just a small line down there. What I want you to do at about the halfway mark is take a little dot down to there. We're going to draw a triangle. I'm going to start it from there. I'm going to start it from there. So you can see the triangle doesn't go all the way up to the circle on that side. It does on that side, but it doesn't on that side, because this is going to form his neck. This is the neck bit, and this is what I was starting to put the shapes in for Peter's coat. Now we're going to go into another big sort of angle here of a line, almost to the bottom of the paper. We'll go to about there, put a nice line in there, just really lightly, because we are going to rub that out. And from there to there, so lightly, because this is just going to be a guideline here. I'm going to take it out to there. And from here, another little curve there from the edge, but from here come in from the edge, and we'll just do a little curve down there. So these are our basic shapes. We've got these shapes joining together to make the head. We've got that triangle down, the big shape, and the two lines joining at the bottom. Really, really take your time over this. The details at the end come really quickly if we get these bits right. So pause now and put a bit of music on or something, get a snack maybe, really take your time, get the first bit done. Right, so we're going to start putting in some of his face shapes now. So let's start with the eyes. And we've got two eyes that are at a slight angle here. So really think about your positioning, keeping those quarters in. We're going to put the first eye in this quarter. Let's go about halfway down the line, up slightly, and I want you to put in a small triangle. Then a circle, and then a minuscule triangle there. So a small triangle, circle, minuscule triangle. And the same over here. So don't think about putting them on a line with each other. Follow your guidelines here. That's what they're there for. So we'll follow that one round to about just halfway, go up, tiny triangle, circle, and an even smaller triangle there. Now, if it doesn't look like it's the same size as the other, just make it slightly bigger. Okay, so we've got those two lines. The next, let's pop in his nose. So if we come about halfway there and then go up, we're going to put in this mark first. There, we've got that. Then coming down on the curve, this guideline's giving us a great curve here. We've got a little triangle, a sort of softened triangle, and then give him a cheeky smile. I have to tell you at this point, I love Peter Rabbit so much. It is my favourite film, and I loved the books when I was little. So can you see he's starting to come together now? So what we'll do is, before we rub these lines out, let's get the ears in. So from that guideline there, you're going to come down slightly, and let's take a nice big curve. So keeping that pencil mark really light and loose. A curve up, and we're coming down to there, and let's join it, but we're not joining to the top. There's a gap there, look. It's these subtle things that really change the way that your finished picture looks. Down, and then join out. And then we've got that for the outside edge of the ear, and give it a little kick there. If you looking at that now, I can see already that I needed to have taken that in. So don't expect to get it all right straight away. You really won't. I'm not sure anybody ever does. It's like musicians. They never sit down to play a piece for the first time and get it absolutely right. They have to go in and be willing to make lots of mistakes. And that's what we had to do as an artist as well. Right, so I'm going to put in the second ear here. So coming in, we've got that little shape left between. Think about the shape within the shape. This ear is going to go higher up. So put in your mark up there. That'll just help you take it down. And it's a little curve coming in and down. So it's not straight. You can see these ears aren't straight. And then if we go round the edge to about there, I'm going to put my dot in there. I'm going to take that line up and then join. And then going in here, and taking across. So we've got his ears coming in now. So we can now rub out these guidelines. And I think suddenly what you are going to see is that Peter appears as if by magic. So you can see why it was so necessary to keep those lines really light. Now, if you rub out the bottom here, what we're going to do is give him his little furry chin. It's almost like a little beard here. Little furry chin, and then a few little lines there. Right, so that's his face. So we're going to come on to the jacket now and think about the jacket shapes. Remember we drew that line. That line's really important. So from that line, take out a small angled line there and there. We're going to put in the top bit of the collar first, and from that we will start to build the coat. So coming down just about 2-3 centimetres, probably 3 centimetres there, about up, round, and down again, and then that's join that. So when you've got the guide sheet, you can really pause it and look at that shape. So once you've focused on getting the head right, just think, right, now I'm going to work on this jacket shape. So coming from there, we want to take a line straight down to there. Let's do it on the other side as well. We've got from about here, so coming in from that line you drew, take it down to there. So from the top of that triangle there. And then instead of a straight line now, we're going to go at a little angle. Let's put that collar in as well. 1, 2. I know this is a lot more detailed than the pictures that we've done before. Usually we would spend 2.5 hours doing this in a holiday club, and this was our holiday club. So don't worry about it taking a long time. You could pause it for as long as you like. Pause it for an hour and then go away, do one section and then come back and do it again. I really wanted you all to have something that you could really spend time over on this Easter weekend. So really don't expect to maybe get it done in one sitting. Just take your time to get these shapes in. Right, so we've got his 2 collars in here. Now coming down, let's bring his arms out. There's our guideline that we did. We're going to take a line out for an angle, and then another down, another down there to join. So that's the little shape we've created, and then putting in a line there. And here, almost on the line we've drawn, put a little curve in. Then we can take his coat down to there. Now here, we're going to pop in his little paw. I was going to say hand, but it's not a hand, is it? It's a paw. So pop in his little paw. Make it nice and rounded so there's no sharp edges there. And then the coat will go down and join to there. So let's do exactly the same on the other side now. Popping in this arm. So coming to the edge here to what was your guideline. We'll take it out, down again, and there. So you can see how we've got these lines coming in. And then thinking about where the edge of that cuff is, go down, leave a gap. Let's take that there. Down and to the edge. So that's putting his little arm. So we now could put it in that second hand, and it's going to go, it's not a hand, is it? It's paw, sorry. We'll go like this. His cute little paws holding his coat that he's so proud of. We'll take that line down to there, and then we'll take the jacket slightly lower on that side and curve it up like that and join it there. And then these last bottom lines, just make it so that it's furry. So we've got some little break there. And now you're going to come in, and all those very super light guiding lines that you drew, just need to get rid of them. And then we'll come in and we'll put in the final details. This bit here, once you've got those first shapes in, this bit is hard and this bit's going to take some time. So I'd really advise you do it slowly, enjoy the process. Drawing's not about the finished thing, it's about the time that you spend doing it. It's so relaxing, it's so lovely. You've got all weekend to really enjoy this stage, and then we'll come on to the final bit. So I hope you're really pleased with getting to this stage. Now this is the really fun bit, final details. So let's go in. I want you to start with the ears and just smooth that end bit out there. And we're going to put a little bit here because we're going to colour this pink. So I'm going to come in and then join it there. So I'm going to rub out that little line I had. So that's the inside of that ear done. And the same on this side, we're just going to come up to there and put a little line that comes inside, like that. Now, the outside edge of the ears is smooth, but here, all the way round, where we've got this circular line, what we want to do is to turn it into fur. So we'll just do the top bit and we'll come around and do the next bits in a minute. So just really softening that circle. Now, around the eyes, what we want you to do is the same thing. So we're going to put in, because when we start painting or colouring, the fur around the eyes is quite white. So we just need, this will give us a reminder when we start coming in with paints or with pencils to leave that bit there. And we'll go in here and do the same thing there as well. So we've got that bit there. Don't colour in the inside of the eye because we'll do that with our paints and pencils or pens, but you can definitely make it so you can see that round bit and mark in a couple of highlights in the pupils because that will help as well. So we'll put those two highlights in there. Now coming down to the nose, his cheeky little smile here that we've got, what we want to do is just what we've done around the edges of the eyes because it's going to be the same. We're going to have this nice and white. So a few little marks, taking it round. We'll take the smile up to there and I'll rub that bit out there. Just have little marks for fur, can you see? So very small, very subtle, a few little marks coming around. Now this bit where we put his cheeky little chin in, let's take them out so it's proper little fur marks here. And then round the side of the face, just exactly what we've done earlier with the top. Softening the line so that he is nice and furry. So we've got his face there. Let's go into his jacket now and we're going to put in the jacket details. We've done all the hard work here, but you can soften that line down on the collar and put a couple of lines here. Now taking it under the paws, keep that double line going and pop in a button there and a button there. If I remember the stories, Peter Rabbit's very proud of his little buttons on his jacket. Or is that the other rabbit? There we go. And pop in the pocket, and we want the pocket to come outside the coat, like that. Same on the other side. So we've got a couple of lines here. We've got a buttonhole and another buttonhole and a little line there. This time the pocket, we'll take it in from about there underneath, and again take it out slightly. So you get your rubber, rub out those lines there while you're thinking about it. Every time you do a rubbing out, make sure you get rid of the bits. So that's his coat, almost done. I think we just need a little line there around the cuff and another one there. Maybe we'll put a couple of little lines in here to show the edge of the arm. Right, let's come on to his paws now. With his paws, all we're going to do is put in some little curved lines there. 1, 2, 3. You see? So we're just changing this little outside edge there, and we've got 1. We'll put in 4 on this side. 2. Make those ones really little. And that's his paws done. So that is your rabbit. So now let's go into the outside. I'm going to give you some ideas, but I really want you to come up with your own background. I have an allotment, so really, if I was doing this and not following our guide, I would just be creating my beautiful allotment in the background here. And I think if cheeky Peter Rabbit came to it, I'd be quite cross, although I do love him. So we'll start up here. We're going to put some leaves in at the side here. So I'm going to go 1. Look at this, really light grip on my pencil now. After all that detail work, we can just enjoy this and go with a nice big leaf down here. And on the other side, we'll just make them a little bit more jaggedy. There we go, 1, 2, 3. So there's our leaves. And up here, I'm just going up. So if you're going up from about his neck, we'll put a few grass marks. And up here, more sort of blades of grass. Show how little he is. There. Now, we're going to add in a few flowers here. So I'm going to start with some circles. 1, 2, 3. Really don't feel like you have to stick with this. I want to see you all going and creating whatever you like. Okay, so we're going to go with these little flowers out here like that. There we go. Just keeping it really loose. And on this side, I'm going to do the same, but there's not as much room, so I'll just pop in three loose little flowers and a couple of little sort of reeds there, like that, or seed heads. That is the end of our drawing. So for you now, if you're at this stage and you've got paints, we would love it if you come across and watch the second video, which will take you through some different paint techniques. If you haven't, don't worry, you can pause on the colour one, you can use your pencils, you can use your pens, use whatever you've got, and really enjoy this Easter weekend Peter Rabbit. But really, whatever the quality of your paints or whatever you have, you don't need anything professional. Just come across and watch the painting and join us there, and we can't wait to see your pictures. Wow, well, did you think you'd be able to do that when you saw the picture at the start? It's quite a difficult drawing, but like with all art, if you break it down into simple shapes, if you start quite simple and small, you really can draw anything, absolutely anything. Now, you can go off with your felt tips, your pencils, your crayons, and colour this in to your heart's content. If you've got some paints, then you can go to watch the second video, and we're going to be going through some different techniques. We're going to use some watercolour techniques, we're going to use some wax resist, and we're going to use some watercolour pencils and really create a very special painting. So either colour it or come and join us on our painting. Whatever you do, we really, really want to see these. So please, over the Easter weekend, go into the comments on our Facebook page, Little Art School Scotland, or on our Instagram page, the Little Art School Hub, or you can join us on Twitter, we are so social, and share your pictures and share them with us so that we can share them with everybody. Have a really, really happy Easter from everyone at the Little Art School.